Hi there, I'm the Explicit Empress, and I would like to put forward a proposal for moving Christmas to another month. I have many reasons for that, all based in astrology. So let me get started. December is not a good time for Christmas. Why? Firstly, it's Capricorn season. Capricorn is on the nurturing responsibility axis with Cancer. It's about balancing and integration. It's about integrating that need to nurture yourself, and it's about achieving goals and being recognized for that. Capricorn is an I build energy, and it's ruled by Saturn. This is hermit. This is stubbornness. Lessons of emotional maturity via accepting responsibility in our actions. This is the mature, big daddy energy of the zodiac. It's independence and isolation. It asks us to establish our own personal voice of authority in society after the assimilation of external information in Sagittarius season. AKA the shit we see in the world that we learn from in Sagittarius. Let's learn about our own authority when it comes to that. So, if we were all part of an emotionally intelligent and an emotionally responsible family, and we were using this time to integrate our new self into that family, to show that we had evolved, to bring out this evolved self to a place that we would be accepted, that everyone would be able to take responsibility for themselves without taking offense if they had to maybe hear something that was quite triggering. Excellent. Perfect time of year for that. But are we? We also need to take into account that many of us are in families that have the job in our lives to be karmic connections, to teach us something so that we can move forward. And as is the purpose of a karmic connection, we learn that lesson, the relationship turns toxic as a sign for us to move on. But this material world that we have created doesn't easily allow for us to move on past that family. So we remain in toxic connections because that's what humans do. And we get together at Christmas. And because most of us haven't healed that initial mother wound of needing external validation and love for the safety of who we are in our essence, for our self-worth reasons, the initial mother wound, of course, being the wound from a Cancer energy. And the initial father wound, let's throw that in there, that's also from a Capricorn energy. So, Capricorn season for Christmas. It's ruled by karmic daddy Saturn. Now, he likes to show us the cold, hard, concrete facts. He likes to show us the lessons of life. He's the teacher of the outcome of having no boundaries. He shows us what we are here on this physical plane to overcome. He shows us where we won't give up. And he shows us where we provide for our close connections and what we repress. Sounds so fun for being in a room with 50 of your family members. In Capricorn season, that's time and structure being the supreme overlords. It's this overarching philosophy that things need to be difficult to be important, and that revealing vulnerability is weakness. This is the energy of taking things seriously, of communicating logically, of putting up an emotional wall. This energy, this Capricorn season energy, can be so rigid and so unapproachable and so cold and so calculating and even ruthless. So there's that. Then let's look at the other energy around this end of the year, okay? Particularly, let's look at this year. Let's all get prepared, okay? Venus is in Scorpio. This is the energy of really not having much interest in bonds with people who don't know you to your core. It's the energy of wanting to uncover secrets, It is the energy of uncovering secrets. It's also the energy of keeping secrets. And it's the energy of being a little bit suspicious of everybody who's obviously keeping secrets. Now, the week leading up until Christmas this year, the moon is in Aries. And it's squaring Mercury in Capricorn. Just in case you were wondering when someone in your family was going to bring in some heavy, fire, cold, logical communication about how they do everything and no one else is disciplined enough to help them. That'll do it. And that's right before Capricorn season kicks off on the 21st. And Mercury's in retrograde right now in Capricorn. So that's messing up all of the mutable signs and everyone's ability to communicate clearly. And on the 23rd, Mercury is going to roll back into Sagittarius just to do some retrograding for us there. That's going to bring us some energy of sort of being prone to excess and prone to being lazier than normal and prone to being selfish. Merry Christmas. Now, Christmas Day, the moon enters Gemini. And isn't that just a stunning place for our emotions to be for Christmas? So busy, you're scattered. People using words for manipulation, mood swings galore. That Gemini moon, it's going to square Lilith and Saturn at midday on Christmas. Lilith, the dark side of our emotional nature, where we feel guilt, shame, where we've been misunderstood by close connections growing up. She's in Virgo, showing us where we let ourselves down by putting others before our own needs. And Gemini moon squaring Saturn, well, that's some nice, depressive, teary energy. It's also the energy of trying not to eat too much food. It's the energy of not messing around with feminine energy because it's very unbalanced. It's the energy of let's not consume too much sugar or drink too much alcohol because of this war aspect, making us want to go into escapist tendencies. So remember that on Christmas Day. Then, on the 27th, thank you, universe, we have a full moon in Cancer. In Cancer. Hello, sensitivity on high alert. Hello, needing comfort and nurturing. Cancer full moons are like a journey through our emotional memory of exploration of the past, of our inner world, and we are being asked to navigate with a Cancer full moon all of the fluctuations of our emotional self, of our emotional maturity, of our emotional awareness. So it's really easy to get irritated and moody, and it heightens family disputes. Cancer full moon. This one's on the 27th. So you're likely to experience this difficulty in finding peace because there's also an air of confusion. And because of this heightened emotional state, this feminine energy being unbalanced, it's really hard to think with your head. So you can't balance out head and heart. So you can't think logically. So this is happening in Capricorn season. So there's like this fight of like logic trying to win out over this Cancer moon. Fun. Also on the 27th though, if that's not fun enough, Mercury in Sagittarius in retrograde, it's going to make a war aspect with Neptune in Pisces, also now direct and just revealing secrets all over the place. So this energy is just absolute trash, honestly. Especially if you're susceptible to any sort of like mental illness or you struggle with like depression, this energy is rubbish. So the astro advice for this Mercury in Sag coming up against Neptune on the 27th is to stay away from alcohol. Stay away from recreational drugs and any sort of stimulants over this period. It's also best not to confront others socially if you have problems with them. Where are most people on the 27th in Australia? With their families, drinking too much. Yeah. So that Cancer moon, it's going to make a square to Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer. That's going to happen on the 28th. So this is like the representation of your wounds from the ages of 3 to 23 that you've set emotional programming around, wounds that you're probably going to have to be healing for the rest of your life. that Cancer moon, that emotional moon, that moody AF moon, they're going to bump up in a little fight aspect. So that's good. That's good. Also on the 28th, Mercury Sagittarius is going to make a conjunction with Mars, also in Sagittarius. So this is like energy of being restless and impatient, you know, dealing with stuff that you haven't dealt with for a long time. You're super rash about your judgments, very impatient, interrupting others all of the time, always thinking that you're right. Don't like rejection, okay, particularly from people that are close to you. Luckily, that's where we'll be in the Christmas period. So fun. Then the moon enters Leo at the end of the day on the 29th, and thank the universe, because we need a bit of sunshine there. But then it's going to square Jupiter soon after, so that's just going to make everybody moody as hell. But it's also going to make them think that they are owed being moody as hell and that everyone should bow down to them as the leader, Leo moon. Fun. Chiron goes direct also on the 29th. So that's all your wound story just torn open. It's been torn open now for about 6 months, and now it's going to go direct. So you're going to have some forward movement with healing those wounds. Which again, if you have a solid, emotionally supportive family, all of this energy will be amazing for healing. Amazing. If you don't, it's going to be a time. Okay? Now, Venus moves to Sag, okay, on the 30th. So that's going to reboot some optimism, thankfully, in relationships. It's going to give us a bit more of an adventurous vibe when it comes to building relationships. We're going to be more open to other people's opinions and what we can learn from them. That's on the 30th. However, the Leo moon is going to have a fight with Uranus the rebel on New Year's Eve. Then Lilith's going to come in with some anxiety around lunchtime. And then Jupiter goes direct, which at least that ends the Christmas period on an up, because that's going to bring in some more opportunities. It's going to start improving finances. It's going to give you more, more and better and stronger resources. It's going to improve your stability, okay? And it's going to make you feel more secure in that material world abundance kind of way. And that's going to give you more confidence, so you can sort of focus on action instead of being so introspective, okay? So in closing, strap in for the roller coaster, as usual. But this year, Pluto, Lord of the underworld, ruler of the 8th house, overseer of unconscious drives, explosive transformation, change as a result of aggressions and danger, things we just trust, things we project onto others, places we feel trapped, tortured feelings of obsession, revenge fantasies, and the type of rage that builds up inside of us as we start having to let go of all of these cycles and processes and people. Well, that Pluto, he's wrapping up his time in Capricorn after, only 15 years of being there. So that's a whole other intense level of emotions. So that's fun. So let's trust astrology and maybe think about moving Christmas for a few years at least, until at least Christmas is being ruled over and organized by these more emotionally intelligent and emotionally responsible humans that are coming after the ones that are currently in charge right now of Christmas. Let's just wait until they're in charge, and then we can maybe move it back to December, to Capricorn season, when we will be supported to grow emotionally. Because right now, in this transition phase between the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius, most of us, we're just not quite there with the supportive, emotionally balanced family that we need to work with this energy. But I trust the universe, of course, and I'm sure it'll be fine. So thank you for your time. That's my proposal, and good luck.